Welcome back, everyone. There's a growing conflict across Africa. Humans and elephants are increasingly coming in contact. Drought, climate change, and scarce resources have brought elephants closer to villages, destroying crops and killing farmers. And villagers are taking revenge by spearing them. ABC's Ines de La Cuetara has more on how organizations are stepping in to help farmers in Kenya protect their crops and trying to help elephants keep their lives.
We do have another little boy here called Padamad. How was your night? Are you ready to come out for the day?
Little Padamad is one of the youngest elephants being cared for by the Sheldrick Wildlife Trust in Nairobi, Kenya. He is just 1.5 years old.
He's a young boy but a very strong character.
He likes to hang with the big boys, leading the way at feeding time.
So they all have different personalities?
Yes, they all have different personalities.
But as cute and confident as he now seems, Padamad had a difficult start to life. His mother fatally speared when he was just a few months old.
Padamad was found standing next to the dead body of the mother. His mother had a big wound that had been caused by human beings. And him being the age of about 8 months, just found around trying to protect the dead body.
Sadly, many orphans here have similar stories. A growing number of elephants in Kenya being speared, victims of human-wildlife conflict. The expanding human population, combined with drought and a lack of resources linked to climate change, are increasingly causing people and elephants to compete for things like space, food, and water. A common scenario involves elephants raiding and destroying crops in their search for food, with some vulnerable farmers, desperate to protect their livelihoods, retaliating by spearing the elephants. According to some conservation groups, the issue has been exacerbated by the proliferation of new commercial farms growing things like avocados for the West and China. Unless it's out of self-defense, it's illegal to kill elephants in Kenya, still considered endangered. But elephant conservation groups say human-elephant conflict has now surpassed poaching as the main cause of elephant death in Kenya and in many parts of Africa and Asia.
The shopping centers, the plantations, the houses, the roads have been constructed in areas that originally belonged to wild animals as their migratory route from one part to the other. And so animals are forced to get into human properties, human farms.
Every year around the world, hundreds of people are also killed or injured by elephants as a result of the altercations. To get a better sense of what's happening on the ground, we head to southern Kenya, to one of the hotspots for human-elephant conflict. In Kimana, the issue is becoming so common that these Maasai Rangers now deploy on a nightly basis to patrol the farmlands.
So we are going to Namelok before the raiders go in and try to prevent them before the raiding happens.
It's hard to see in the pitch black, so they use projectors to scan the cornfields for intruders. The conservation organization known as the Big Life Foundation has set up an electric fence to try to keep the elephants in their protected areas. They say it has significantly helped, but some elephants have figured out how to get around it.
On a busy night, on a dry season, even 20 elephants can come and raid.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are you guys ever scared when you're out there?
Yeah, obviously, because elephants are dangerous animals. Yeah, they can harm you. At the same time, farmers will be losing their crops, which they are depending on to earn a living.
The night starts off quietly, and at first, we think it'll be uneventful. But sure enough, as day breaks over Mount Kilimanjaro, the call does come. A group of elephants has been spotted on the wrong side of the fence, heading towards local farms. A farmer points us in their direction, time is of the essence. Elephants can eat up to 600 pounds of food per day. But by the time we get there, it's already too late. We spot one elephant slowly crossing into a conservancy as we pull up where he was supposed to be all along. The rangers tell us he's a repeat offender known as Townsend, part of a herd of raiding bulls. We head back to inspect the damage.
It is tracks.
Elephant tracks leading us right to a tomato farm, or rather, what's left of it.
So on this tomato farm, you can clearly see the damage that elephants can cause. There were 6 elephants on this property and they damaged 5 acres. The signs that they were here are pretty much everywhere. So you can see all of these poles that have been bent over, the clear tracks in the ground, the elephant dung that is kind of scattered all over. They raided the crops, raided the tomatoes, and then they even damaged the water supply.
This Maasai farmer tells us they've lost months of hard work and roughly $4,000. That's about 8 times the average monthly salary in Kenya. Next door, this family, living on what's known as a boma, also had an unwanted visit overnight. He shows us his spear. Way out here, it's his only means of self-defense.
When only they attacked us, that's how you can bring your spear for defense, self-defense.
A few hours drive away, Save the Elephants has been working with local farmers to try and come up with creative solutions to the problem.
Hello, Jonas. Good. Thank you so much for having us.
This is my farm.
Like Jonas Makima, who almost gave up farming.
If an elephant gets into the farm and raids everything, then it means now you'll not have food for the family. You'll not have money for education for my children.
For Jonas, every night is a battle. He shows us what he calls his early warning system.
Okay.
Yeah, so most elephants will just get scared when they see this fence with the wire.
He's also set up 3 watchtowers. During crop season, this is where he sleeps for 4 months straight. But it doesn't end there. Jonas has also built a sound cannon, along with other noise-making devices. He uses so-called chili bombs.
I swing. So the elephant is not only going to get the smoke, but also will be seeing a round big fireball.
But perhaps his most efficient tool, he says, is his beehive fence. A project launched by Save the Elephants, with a study published in October finding elephants avoid them up to 86% of the time during peak crop seasons. Because, as it turns out, massive African elephants are terrified of bees. Together with Save the Elephants, Jonas is now working to teach farmers across Africa and Asia that with his tools, peaceful coexistence between people and elephants is possible. There's an ancient Samburu legend that says elephant and man used to live together, and with Kenya's population expected to double by 2070, the hope is that will once again ring true.
People need to be educated. People need to know what to do when they encounter these animals in the farms. And people need to know that animals also have a right to life, the right to their space, their habitat. So these habitats should not be invaded and occupied and used by people.
Hopefully they can find a way to live together in peace. Our thanks to Ines for that.